Sorry, Chris. There is a third approach, and I'm surprised even to be talking to you about it. I picked up a book at an airport recently by Reid Hoffman, who's the co-founder and chairman of LinkedIn, the networking service. And by the way, I had ignored LinkedIn for the longest time, but it's a great way of staying connected with people, and it's a very different network and a different community to, say, Facebook, which I also enjoy and also love. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm very happy to connect with you and carry on the conversation there. But Reid Hoffman, in this book, also written with Ben Casnocha, it's called The Startup of You. Adapt to the future, invest in yourself, and transform your career. So it's in the same area as these other two books, so these other two areas, the Passion Brigade, the Skills Brigade. But there's something here that intrigues me, because Reid talks about a number of things. And firstly, he says it's about having an adaptive career. He says that the Skills Brigade, the Passion Brigade, would be fantastic if the economy was stable. If it was very clear that you could invest time, 5 years, 10 years, focusing on your passion, if you could invest 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years building your skills and being patient to develop your skills. But Reid makes the point that the economy changes and is changing dramatically all the time now. Maybe it always was and we didn't notice that, but we'll just park that for now. So he talks about having an adaptive career, being open to the opportunities that come your way. And he also makes, and I think this is the inspired point in this book, in The Startup of You, that instead of on your resume, on your LinkedIn profile, saying my job title or the company I work for, he talks about saying what you are or what you stand for, entrepreneur or expert in whatever it might be, and he talks about treating yourself as an entrepreneurial agency, like a brand. And I suppose to some extent he's part of the personal brand movement. But that isn't why I'm particularly taken with this. I'm particularly taken with the Startup of You because in it he talks about something that I think, okay, he's selling LinkedIn. But he talks about navigating your professional challenges and your career with network intelligence. It's impossible, he says, to know everything about the area of expertise that you already have. It's impossible to learn everything about your particular technical area, your professional area. But the people that you're connected to may already know. So his idea of network intelligence is use your network. And he makes the point that who you know is what you know. In other words, if you can't solve something, but you know someone who can, or you can find them, then you become really valuable to the organization that hires you. It's your network intelligence, how open you are to other people's ideas and how skilled you are in surfing those different areas of expertise. So you do not have to become so good they can't ignore you, but you need to know the people who are so good so that you can actually filter those ideas and that information into the organization that you currently work for. And I love this idea, the idea of network intelligence. Who you know is what you know. It reminds me of my daughter Amelia, who said, yes, Dad, you know, when somebody hires me, they don't just get me, they get my Facebook friends. And I think maybe this current generation who are just on the verge of joining the workforce maybe get this more than I ever did, more than we ever did, more than maybe you ever did. It is about your network. Who you know is what you know. I love that idea. The real value of this book, though, if you do decide to get hold of it, is some of the thoughts in the latter third of the book about how do you get some of that intelligence out of your network? How do you pull that intelligence out of your network? And this spoke very much to my own interests in journalism because it talks about asking questions, posing questions to your network, and not just general questions like help, what do I do now? But actually asking some very specific questions. And he actually gives some tips for asking better questions of your contacts. He talks about converse, have a conversation. Don't just interrogate the people in your network. Ask smart questions. So, for example, he talks about framing and priming. What are the top 3 things you did right in this area, in this example. And then he suggests asking the same person a slightly different question. What 3 things did you not do that you wish you had? And he makes the point, the very human point, that you may well get a useful answer, because when people explore the regrets they had, you often get a more honest answer from them.